Formula One is celebrated as the pinnacle of motorsport, a world of speed, engineering, and glory. But beneath the trophies and champagne lies a history many fans would rather forget. Millions tune in every weekend to witness history, yet few know that Formula One was once a sport where drivers expected they might never return home. Back then, danger wasn't an accident, it was accepted. Every race carried the possibility of tragedy. Safety barriers were rare. Medical helicopters didn't exist. Fire-resistant suits were primitive. Survival often depended on luck. Fans came to witness speed. Drivers came knowing they might pay the ultimate price for victory. Yet despite the danger, every driver climbed into the cockpit, not because they ignored the risks, but because racing was their life. Then came a weekend that would expose Formula One's darkest reality to the entire world. Then came a weekend that would expose Formula One's darkest reality of ignored warnings. Then closed garage doors that would expose Formula One's questioning had gone too far. Officials heard the concerns, but changing foes Formula One would mean challenging decades of tradition. Then, everything changed in a single weekend that no Formula One fan would ever forget. This is the story of the weekend that forced Formula One to confront its own mortality, the tragic events of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix. It was April 29, 1994. Teams arrived at the San Marino Grand Prix in Imola, Italy. No one could have imagined that Formula One was about to enter its darkest weekend. The atmosphere was electric. Fans packed the grandstands, eager to watch the fastest drivers in the world compete for victory. Inside every garage, the pressure was overwhelming. Every driver knew that one perfect lap could define an entire season. But before qualifying had even finished, the weekend took its first frightening turn. During Friday practice, Rubens Barrichello suffered a violent crash at high speed. Thankfully, he survived. The paddock fell silent. Drivers began asking an uncomfortable question. Was this circuit becoming too dangerous? Then came Saturday qualifying, and tragedy struck again. Austrian driver Roland Ratzenberger crashed at the Villeneuve corner. Despite every effort, he lost his life. Formula One had lost a driver during a Grand Prix weekend for the first time in over a decade. The shock spread instantly through the paddock. The mood inside the paddock had changed completely. Conversations grew quieter, smiles disappeared, and many began questioning whether the race should continue. Some questioned whether the race should continue, but Formula One had never faced a weekend quite like this before. Sunday morning arrived. The race would go ahead, yet no one knew that history was about to change forever. Sunday arrived beneath clear skies, but the atmosphere around the circuit was unlike any other race day. Tension could be felt in every corner of the paddock. As the starting grid filled, thousands of fans waited with excitement, unaware that history was about to unfold before their eyes. Moments before the lights went out, every team focused on one goal: surviving the opening lap and fighting for victory. The race began, but within seconds, another major accident brought everything to a halt. The safety car led the field while officials cleared the track. The delay gave everyone time to reflect on the fragile nature of the sport. When racing resumed, the cars quickly returned to incredible speeds. The danger had not disappeared, it had only been paused. Every lap demanded absolute precision. At over 300 kilometers per hour, even the smallest mistake could have devastating consequences. As the race settled into its rhythm, every lap pushed both machine and driver closer to their limits. The tension inside the circuit was impossible to ignore. In a matter of moments, the atmosphere across the circuit changed completely. Fans, teams, and officials realized this would not be remembered as an ordinary race. What followed became the greatest safety revolution in Formula One history, saving countless lives and forever changing the sport. The events of that weekend forced the sport to confront difficult questions that could no longer be ignored. Engineers, teams, and governing officials began working together to rethink how Formula One could become safer without losing the spirit of competition. In the weeks that followed, Formula One faced one unavoidable question. How could the sport become safer without sacrificing the excitement that made it legendary? Engineers redesigned cars, strengthened cockpits, and improved protective equipment with one goal in mind: giving drivers a better chance to walk away from danger. Race circuits also changed. Barriers became stronger, runoff areas grew larger, and safety standards reached a level never seen before. These improvements transformed Formula One into one of the safest forms of professional motorsport in the world. Every innovation carried the lessons of the past, reminding the sport that progress often comes at a tremendous cost. Today's drivers compete with greater protection than ever before, thanks to decades of continuous safety improvements. Yet every time the lights go out, Formula One continues to demand courage, precision, and absolute commitment. Behind every championship trophy lies decades of innovation, determination, and lessons that reshaped the sport forever. Formula One never erased its past. Instead, it used those difficult moments to build a stronger future. The greatest victories in Formula One are measured not only by championships, but also by the lives protected through constant innovation. The darkest chapter in Formula One history became the turning point that forever changed the sport for generations to come. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy exploring the untold stories behind Formula One, subscribe and join us for the next chapter, where we uncover another remarkable story from the world of racing.